I've got some travel tips and tricks to share with you today so that you can sleep better when you're out of town. And to make it fun, I oriented them around the five senses. So let's start off with this sense of hearing and your ears. So if you use a sound machine at home, then definitely bring it with you on your trip. And if it's too big, you can buy a smaller one. There's a lot of travel ones on the market, or you can set up on your smartphone a sound app, but bringing that same sound from home on your trip can be really helpful because when you're away from home, especially the first night in a new place, your brain is on alert, which is a safety mechanism. And so just giving it that sense of security and familiarity can be really helpful. You can also wear earplugs or headphones if you're used to that. And if you don't like silence or quiet, and you like music instead, you can use music. But I encourage you to replicate whatever you're doing at home, bring that with you and keep it as consistent as possible. And so the second sense we're going to talk about is sight, and mostly we're going to talk about light. So especially if you're going to change time zones, you want to expose yourself to lots of light during the day and then dim lights in your environment when it gets closer to bedtime. And time zone's a whole nother discussion we can talk about, but in general, just go ahead and shift with the time zone that you're in. So if you're in an earlier time zone, wake up earlier and then have your meals around the same time that you would. And if you're in a later time zone, just go to bed a little bit later and your morning time will shift eventually. You might have a little disruption. But otherwise with light, we want to dim light. So close curtains. We want to cover up anything in the bedroom that we're not familiar with or used to, like weird clock lights or anything that's blinking. And then also, if you have any kind of night light that you use at home, which I highly recommend that you do, especially salt light or salt light night lights, or they make red night lights, those are going to help wind you down for bed better. If you don't already have one at home, I recommend it. And then I especially recommend that you bring it with you on your trip. And again, all of this familiarity, it helps your body and mind get ready to sleep and sleep better. So then let's talk about the sense of smell. I personally like lavender, and there is research behind the soothing effects of it, but not everybody likes lavender. So whatever it is that you know you like, or if there's just a familiar scent from home that you can bring with you, even sleeping, just your pajamas, and which is already something you're going to do, or you can bring a scarf or something from home that smells familiar. Your nose does help to calm your central nervous system when it smells familiar scents or calming scents, maybe chamomile or whatever it is that helps you relax. And then we have the sense of touch. So it's not always viable to bring a pillow or blanket from home, but if you can, it will make a big difference. And if you're flying and you can't bring a pillow or a blanket, consider bringing something soft or familiar, once again, like a scarf that you use a lot, or just make sure you pick out a pair of pajamas that your body is really comfortable in. It can help out with getting sleep. And then our fifth sense, the sense of taste, this one's a little tricky, but we could think a little bit about just what our mouths feel like before bed. You want to make sure you stay very hydrated during the day and not be drinking a lot of water before bed, because your body is already a little bit wakeful on the first night away, especially. So making sure you stay very hydrated during the day, cut off your liquids maybe a few hours before bedtime around dinner. And that way, when you're going to bed, your mouth doesn't feel dry or uncomfortable at all. And of course, bringing whatever toothpaste that you usually use from home. This is not a time to try out a new toothpaste. It might sound silly, but bringing the toothpaste that you're used to, once again, all of these things will help your body wind down for sleep and feel more comfortable. And I just also want to remind you that it's always important to stay on a routine. So going to bed the same time every night, waking up the same time every day. Once you shift yourself, if it is a new time zone, shift yourself to the new time zone and then try and stay on a routine. It will help keep your cortisol levels low, and it will help your melatonin, your sleep hormone, excrete in a nice high volume at night. And then I always have to advocate for exercise. So make sure you get out and get some movement, whatever that looks like for you. Get out in the sunlight when you're traveling. And these are all ideas that you could use. So take what you like, leave the rest. Let me know what helped you in the comments, or let me know what you currently do. If you like this video, please like it and share it, and I'll see you next time.